Hi, good morning. My name's Trisha, and this is my channel, Bloom in Wild Places. Are you trying to cut sugar or otherwise trying to get abstinent? Well, let me share with you 5 surprising tips and tricks that actually helped me to find my abstinence when I first came into the OA program. Now, number 1 is very strange, but it's making my bed. And if you are like me, if you are a food addict, there is not a lot of self-love or self-care that is happening in your world. And to be honest, there was just something about making my bed, even because I'm not normally a very messy person, but I just didn't make my bed. I would just get up and then go back to sleep in that disheveled mess. Coming home and seeing my bed ready, for me, something about that just felt so good. It was a little bit of self-care that I had just never done before. And so whenever I'm sponsoring someone, I recommend, if you're not making the bed, start it now. Even if you're not trying to find abstinence, you deserve a little bit of self-love. So it's so amazing and life-changing. Number 2, there is a reading in AA called On Awakening. So if you Google that, you will be able to find it easily. It's not terribly long, and it just talks about surrender and things that really don't make sense to me, to be honest, when I first came into the program. But it was on my heart to read it every single day. So I would make my bed and then I would read this On Awakening reading, and something about it felt peaceful and comforting, and it just started my day on the right track. Again, it didn't make sense to me, but just for whatever reason, the food started to follow when I was just doing these daily practices. Number 3 is probably obvious. It's go to OA meetings. And not just, sometimes when you're first starting to get on your abstinent journey, you need a lot of support. So you need a lot of meetings. Some people recommend that you go to a meeting every day for 6 days just to get the rhythm going, and then you maintain it by however many times you can get to a meeting per week, whether it's 2 to 3. It's really essential, though, that you go and push yourself to go to a meeting daily when you're first starting to find your abstinence. Something about it. You go, you listen to other food addicts. You don't have to share. You don't have to have your video on. Just hear other people like you talking about their stories, and suddenly your food starts to follow. Doesn't make sense. It's just the miracle of the program. Number 4, finding a sponsor. How do you find a sponsor? Well, you go to meetings. So if you're doing step 3, step 4 just naturally follows. The more meetings that you go to, the more you're going to find available sponsors. I've been to some meetings where there's 0 available, and then I've been to other where like 10 have raised their hand. So if you're having a hard time finding a sponsor, this trick is to keep going to meetings, and they are there and they raise their hands and they let people know that they are available, which is really incredible. And then number 5, it's a little bit controversial, but I'm just being honest with you. After I found a sponsor, it's reporting my food. What does that mean? It means taking a picture of my food and sending it to my sponsor, the one person that I'm trusting to receive this private information. And I know that is terrifying for a food addict. In fact, when I first started, I was like, I'd rather record myself going number 2 than send you what I'm eating, right? Maybe you relate to that. It is the most terrifying thing. You don't have to immediately start off there, right? There's steps, right? Make the bed first, do the and work your way up to it. But I'm just being honest. That is what helped me to find my abstinence. Just being vulnerable, being honest, and sharing with another person who's not judgmental because they're a food addict. So I want to stress, we don't share our food photos with family members or friends or support people that we have in our lives. We share our food with either our sponsor or somebody else in the OA program that has recovery, so they can understand and relate to what you're sending them without judgment, because we've all binge ate, we've all done all the things, and we don't look at your food with criticalness. We understand it because, hello, we've been there. So anyway, those are my tips and tricks. Please continue to watch my videos and follow along in my recovery journey, as well as let's do this thing together. We're no longer alone. Love you. Bye.